Easy guys, Dom here from CDG. So does skill massively boost arts proficiency and samurai damage, or is it mainly for ninja scaling? Let's talk about it. So if we take a look at the description for skill, it does say that it affects your arts proficiency power and ninjutsu power, which sounds awesome, but until you actually really grasp what that means, you could just be dumping points into skill and absolutely wasting them. So for those of you that are new to the game or haven't really looked deeply into these stats, I've done some testing on this and we're just going to discuss it and kind of see what it's about. Now once you've dived into the game and you're playing, it's quite easy to forget all the tutorial from the beginning of the game. But in the memories here, it does actually show you that the samurai styles gauge in the bottom right hand corner of the screen will fill up slowly over time from just fighting basically. And once that is full, doing a heavy attack or using a martial art, which is a very specific combo skill from the skill tree that you unlock, it will then activate your arts gauge and do additional damage. And then when it comes to ninjutsu, this is basically things like throwing your shurikens and your uncanny flames and all those kind of little ninja tools that you get. That will then be enhanced in terms of its damage if you've put a certain amount of points in skill, as an example. So skill increases ninjutsu power and skill increases arts proficiency power, and arts proficiency only enhances those strong attacks and martial arts when the gauge is active. So, you know, we've discussed that and we've got that clearly in our minds now. The scaling is percentage based and small. It works, but it's modest. I tested different levels in skill to see how much damage the difference was between, say, using a shuriken with its initial hit with the ninja to see how much that ninjutsu power boosted it, and it again was relatively small. The same with the arts proficiency power. I tested the moves with a lower value of skill, say 30, and then ramped it up by 10 points, which is quite a lot of points, and the difference was only a few health points difference in damage. So really, I think if you're investing into skill to enhance weapon scaling because your weapon scales mainly off of skill, then great. You could look at the boost in ninjutsu power and arts proficiency power as a bonus. But if you're using weapons that don't scale on skill, then it's kind of wasted, if I'm honest, because as I've said, those points from my testing were very small differences, and I feel that those points would be better spent elsewhere. Where to spend them is down to you guys, you know, that's up to you. What I would say is, you know, try and choose a weapon that scales with really important stats like constitution or heart, as an example, that are gonna boost survivability as well as then getting the most out of your weapons. But I'm not going to go too deeply into that because this can be very debatable, and obviously there's lots of different builds and lots of different play styles that could, you know, benefit from spending in one particular place. But either way, for those of you wondering if there is a boost there in the ninjutsu or the samurai's arts proficiency, it is there, but it's just minor. So let me know in the comments below where you're spending your points in Nioh 3. And I'll catch you guys on another video. Thanks for watching.